We've all heard the statistics that in the past 20 years our attention span has decreased from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. So no wonder young adults are finding it so hard to concentrate when studying these days. In school I had awful concentration. I never did any homework and would leave it until the break time before, often playing football on the field for pretty much the whole lunch and then scribbling in the last 5 minutes before class. If I knew what I knew now, I would have never not studied or handed work in late, and I wouldn't really have had to work much harder either. In this short video, I'm going to explain 4 techniques that will help you to concentrate when studying and get the grades that you deserve. Number 1. Give yourself just 5 minutes. This might seem counterintuitive, but setting yourself just 5 minutes is actually psychologically proven to be effective, because doing something, no matter how hard, for just 5 minutes is doable. It will make you a lot likelier to commit, and the whole point is just to build the habit rather than to get everything done all in one go. Habits is how people achieve things, not just action. Michael Phelps swam a whole Olympic race blinded by water in his goggles and still set a world record because the action of the swim was so embedded in his mind as a habit. And if you woke up and went for a run for just 15 minutes a day, 6 times a week, then you'll have gone for 675 minutes at the end of the year. If instead you went for an hour twice a week for a month and then stopped because it felt too hard to get up for such commitment a whole hour, you would have only done 480 minutes. Plus, after 5 minutes you'll probably be in the flow and want to carry on anyway. Number 2, try the Pomodoro Technique. So the Pomodoro Technique is a time management tool created in the 80s. It breaks your work into chunks of 30 minutes. So one Pomodoro is 25 minutes of working and a 5-minute break. You then repeat that 4 times until you can take a longer break between 15 or 30 minutes. So in your break you can do whatever you want non-work related, whether that's eating chocolate or binging your favourite YouTuber. This then gives you an incentive to get there. So this works in a similar way to the 5-minute rule that we just spoke about. If you have a lot of repetitive work to get through, 25 minutes doesn't feel that hard to do, but it will get you checking off your to-do list and into the flow of things. Number 3, chunk as much as possible. Chunk your studying down as much as possible into a checklist, into the smallest tasks that you can. I use Trello for this and I do really recommend that because it's just so easy to use. It's just such a satisfying and motivating feeling when you start ticking off tasks. In fact, it actually releases small amounts of dopamine which motivates us to keep getting stuff done. It makes work fun, as if you're playing a game trying to level up. In fact, they used a checklist to launch Apollo 11 to see if it was ready for takeoff. Matt Davala has a brilliant video in more detail on checklists. If you want to check this out, I'll link to it in the description below. Also, ticking work off changes your subconscious identity to someone who gets stuff done. If you keep putting work off, your image of yourself in your subconscious mind is someone who can't concentrate and who procrastinates. Even something small like ticking off a few little tasks off your checklist will start to change this. After all, we're not just trying to achieve goals, we're trying to change our identity. This small tweak is proven to be more effective when working on goals. Your identity will be set in stone. Goals can change, so aim to become someone who is productive rather than just to reach a goal. Number 4, understand why you can't study. The main reason we procrastinate isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of starting, fear of failing, fear of what people might think. It's the battle between your emotional and your rational mind. So when you procrastinate, it means that your fear is so strong that it overrides your rational brain. Just as our mind would stop us from touching a flame, it also tries to stop us from doing things that could cause anxiety, like being judged on our work. Overcome this by just being aware of it. When you can't start something, think, I'm going to do it and it's not going to be perfect. This will reduce the fear because you aren't putting unrealistic expectations on yourself that everyone is going to love you for your work and praise you. Thank you so much for watching. If you took any value at all from this video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button and comment any videos that you'd like to see. I've also released a free playbook for getting your life together. It takes you through the step-by-step process that I use for going from anxious and lazy to fulfilled and productive. It's completely free, so grab it while you can. It's the first link in the description, and I really appreciate you watching this to the end. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.